Hello, 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 YouTube world. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. I don't know what's going on with me and going live here lately, but this stuff is crazy, 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 crazy. I don't know why I wasn't being heard the first time. But anywho, now I don't have the time that I had before to go live, to give to the live now. I am back with another commentary that I had been wanting to speak about for a minute, but been too busy to jump on. It's been a really, really tough topic to talk about because who wants to see a mother struggle through grief the way we've been seeing Miss Tereasa Martin, Kenneka Jenkins' mom? Um, I'm gonna have to do some editing to this particular live because the first one didn't act right, so I had to delete it and come back. So I have to put in, go through the settings and put in the information that I had that I wanted to speak about. I got a few things that I want to show in regards to this particular topic with Miss Martin. I know many have seen what's been going on for the last couple of weeks when it comes to Tereasa. Um, I had some different feelings about it from the beginning. I've heard different content creators speak about their opinions on it. Um, One of the biggest content creators that I've heard speak on it on YouTube as well as Facebook is the team that was out there with her fighting for justice for her daughter, Kenneka, um, which two of them were part of the Freedom Fighters, which is the lead of Jedediah Brown and Tory. Tory was one of the ones on the front line as well, side by side with Jedediah. And so when it first started, they were being attacked because their name was mentioned in the rant. And, they didn't take it too lightly, you know what I'm saying? Because over the years, over these past 8 years, their character has been, attacked because of what went down in Rosemont at you know, um, that fight for justice for Kenneka. But I think it's gotten beyond just that situation 8 years ago. I've heard plenty of stories that what could be the issue. Why is Miss Martin out here speaking now? Um, and I'm going to call her Miss Martin. Some people call her Mama T. Some people call her Mon, or just Tereasa. But I'm older than Miss Tereasa, but I'm going to call her Miss Tereasa today. But yeah, is this grief, pain? Is it mental health? Is it something a little more deeper, sinister, that's going on? When I thought to come on before about it, I thought maybe, it was some type of satanic type of ritual that she had kind of got involved in. That was just my opinion about it. I kind of knew it was a little bit more to just her fighting through the grief, because all through this time, she's been, a little more upbeat, a little more, spiritual. But I think at the end of the day, she's still, I believe, through all this turmoil and stuff that's happening, I still believe that Miss Martin is still a faith believer. I think she still know God, and she still believes in it. But um, right now, she's in a spiritual warfare, I think. And my opinion is that I believe she kind of invited some other spiritual avenues into her life that kind of, went wrong, you know. On top of when you have someone that's already on the verge or on the urge of depression and mental illness, when you go to searching for answers or getting involved with other things outside of the spiritual realm, it tends to cause other issues, in my opinion. And I do believe that this was, something a little more um, than just what we're seeing on the surface. And I kind of, as I thought about it and I started listening to other content, people were saying the same thing that I was saying, and then it come to pass today that, you know, some of that was true, that it wasn't just grief, I'm going to play some other people content that I kind of, agree with. Um, the heartbreaking thing, was earlier yesterday, she came out on live and she was, swearing and, kind of like possessed, like she had some type of possessed spirit going on, and she was drooling at the mouth. She was spitting, and I've seen that before, like up close and personal. Matter of fact, it happened one day in a church when back early 90s or whatever. I was in a church service, and the pastor was doing I can't remember exactly what he was the word was on, but he was talking about demons and different things like that. And lo and behold, um I kind of vaguely remember the lights were like kind of down or whatever. And as he was speaking, and he was, speaking against the demons and all that stuff. And one of the known pastors, he was like he wasn't, like a pastor of a church or nothing, but he was one of the ordained ministers. And he just came out of nowhere and he was just growling like, like some type of animal or something. He was drooling, foaming at the mouth, and he tried to attack the pastor. And so they had to tackle him down and stuff. And, they was, had him, pent to the floor and stuff. And, the pastor just continued to, confess towards this demon, profess towards him, and, for it to be removed. And so I was like, I had never saw that before. I was like, what in the world is going on? But those type of things are real. Other things on earth, is real. It happens. If you invite this type of stuff in, that's like with me. I watch what I watch what I watch on TV. I be careful on what I watch on TV, that you can invite things into your home. You can invite things into your spirit, which is what I talk about a lot of times too. A lot of times you don't want to ingest so much negativity and bad energy into your spirit. And it's the same thing when you watch things on TV, like you think about Portuguese or y'all remember that movie that came out, Lee Daniels did, and it was based on a true story of a mom that house got possessed and her child got possessed in her home because there was some type of unknown spirit in that house, to where it took over her child, and to the point that they had to move out, and people didn't believe her. So the movie showed it. I didn't watch it personally because I didn't want that to come into my home. We try to stay as spiritual and clean over here as we can, but sometimes you can involve yourself in things. When people go to readings and different stuff like that, I don't too much believe in that, but I was watching this one person that read cards, and this was before all this stuff that happened yesterday. She spoke it. She had already said it. That this is what was going on. This is what she believed that Mama Teresa had gotten into. Um, and so it's a battle. But then today I heard that her it could be generational mental health, you know, generation in the blood. And so, because we all know that, I don't know, well, I don't know how many people know that, but if you don't know, bipolar and those type of mental illnesses are normally, they say, genetic. It's through the bloodline. So it's not, unheard of for two or three family members in the same um, immediate family having mental health issues. So yeah, and I think it's a lot that's going on with Mama Teresa. But I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna show some different footage. Like I say, my time is ate up from me playing with it, creating the thumbnail and all that stuff, and typing up the live, and then coming on and it wasn't working. To have to come back out, come back in, so I lost another time because I gotta pick up someone in a little bit. So, but let me go here. I want to show this. Hold on. Okay, this here is the lady that I was talking about. She had did two readings on Mama Teresa. She had did one day, so this is part two. Part two is the one that I really came in on, and then she was talking about the different things that she believed that was going on. Like I say, I'm not a huge believer of card readings and tarots and all that type of stuff, but it's amazing that when this played out, it brought back to my mind that, dang, this lady called that before it happened. So Hmm, you know? So I'm gonna play a little bit what she was saying. Hold on.
I just got through doing a short meditation and I wanted to see if I could connect with Kenneka, but she's so. All right, Spirit. She's over it, y'all. When it comes to Teresa Martin, Spirit, there's a lot of speculation about Eastern Star. Is Teresa Martin, does she belong to some type of organization? Eastern Star,
And she did. She is a Eastern Star. So how did this lady know that? You know what I'm saying? Unless she really, really, truly followed her. But I don't even think she really followed her like that. But yeah, Teresa Martin is a Eastern Star.
Illuminati, like, she did. I feel like she did. And it went well for her for quite some time, but I think she got out of it. She wants to get out of it. It's not working for her anymore, or she's gotten out of it. Clarify the Four of Wands in reverse and she's gotten out of it. Now, her being an Eastern Star here, she was removed. I remember she was removed. Like but I don't think it's that easy. Is it that easy? Spirit, is it that easy? Clarify the death card. Due to reckless behavior, reckless risk taking. I'm hearing, as a Mormon, or not a Mormon, I'm sorry. As a I forgot. There's a few that I read in the comments that was speaking about, not Illuminati. It was another one. It was a high level of commitment. I feel like her behavior, y'all, got her put out, removed in some kind of way. It ended due to reckless behavior, and I feel like if she was an Eastern Star, I need y'all to understand that I used to follow, still do on my page. I discontinued it, but I followed her mom, Tereasa Martin. Her real page, and it was a lot of, in her face back then, you could tell she did a lot of alcohol, allegedly. But this was around the time the money came in, but there was so much you could tell. And I feel like this has something to do with it. Was it her alcoholism, Spirit, that got her removed from this Eastern Star? Yes. Because she had a commitment and she broke that commitment. A lot of people won't know, but I don't know. Some people may, but if you remember her Facebook page, she's still on there now. A little later down the road, after the protests and everything stopped, you could see the pictures of the mom, the sister, and I'll be talking about her too. But you could see her drinking a lot. Yeah, it ended. So here's the thing. There's no longer a commitment with the Eastern Star. Let's rule that out. Or I forgot the other one. Y'all can say it in the comments. I don't know why I can't seem to get that word out. It's blocked. Freemason, allegedly. These two entities, or she's done with that. That part is over. Okay, she's been removed. That happened and went by. She had that commitment, but I feel like her commitment, her behavior ended that commitment. They ended it. Yeah. All right, Spirit. When it comes to Kenneka's sister, let's see if I can get her energy here. Did your sister... Was your sister involved, Spirit? Was her sister involved? I don't want to talk directly to her. She's near, but I don't want to disrespect anyone. The Chariot in reverse. Kenneka's older sister, I believe. I heard she's lost. Is there anything on the older sister, Spirit, that has something to do with this case? And then we're going to move on to the friend. No. With the three of...
I don't know where exactly the part where she talked about the spiritual situation and some of the things, when she got to the part where she talked about that she believed that Teresa Martin had gotten into some type of other realm of readings, or I don't know if she was doing the rituals, or whatever. I believe she got into some type of rituals that went wrong, in my opinion. And also that played a part in this downward situation that she's in. I don't know if she was doing it to someone else, because some people were saying they believe she did love spells and all that type of stuff, or was she searching for answers, when it came to her daughter or whatever. I don't know, but somewhere something went wrong, something she was searching for. She knocked on a door that she shouldn't have probably knocked on. It's either that, or she's dealing with the mental issue, illness of it all. So I'm not for sure.
We are going on to part 2. Remember, it's almost like somebody was looking at a phone call and ignored that call. I hear inebriated, but I don't even know what that means. I'm big on words, but right now it's got to be. I know what it means, but I'm saying exactly. Does it mean completely out? Does it mean? But I feel like the sister knew that Kenneka was on these substances, of course, sisters. But I feel like a call came in that night, y'all. And that's why I'm call. And with the high priestess, something was known. Oh my God, give me the high priestess spirit. For the sister spirit, what is the sister hiding? Because, honey, yo, she has the knowledge of something about this family member that is no longer there. Broken family. She knows something. High priestess. She could even be a bit gifted here. The sister, y'all. Yo, let me be honest with you. I don't know why I'm getting that Kenneka. She literally kind of more than likely took care of herself. I don't know why I feel this way. With the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, this is a mother. Maybe mom and Kenneka wasn't getting along.
And a lot of people did say that. They said prior to Kenneka's demise that her and her mom wasn't on good terms. They wasn't, in the best space with each other. How true that is, I don't know. But she said it, and I've heard it before. Some other people had said. Because Kenneka was, kind of like, she was working, some people said she was dealing on the street, whatever, for her money. And that's how she stayed dressed and all that stuff. I don't know. That's alleged. I don't know. But yeah. But I wish I can just get to the part to where she spoke about the outside type of situation when it came to Miss Martin. I don't know where it's at. Probably should have cued the video before I came live. I don't know.
Can you give me the energy of the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse spirit? Whose energy is this? This is a sister, but this is family. Was mom and Kenneka getting along at the time of her death? No.
So could this be part of You know how sometimes, grief in some people, it eats at them because they know them and that person wasn't on best terms. So, and the person passes away sudden or, whatever. And that closure wasn't there because you beat yourself up with the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. You know what I'm saying? So it eats at you. Could that be, what kind of caused her to spiral because she wasn't able to mend that situation with her child? Could that be, why she was searching for other answers through other people to um, get to her daughter, to let her daughter know that she loved her and this is, she's sorry for what their situation was? Who knows? I don't know.
That just caused a whole pause for me. It's deeper than what we think, y'all. Allegedly, Kenneka's mom, there was like an unfinished situation. Somebody has to accept that they can't close that out. They can't get closure on something happened, y'all. Let me calm down. Either Kenneka was arguing with her sister or her mother. Kenneka wasn't getting along with somebody, and somebody who is this stressed about? Yo, what? Oh my gosh, this is dark. Let me. I gotta hold my cell night to my chest, child, because Kenneka's mother, due to reckless behavior, left Eastern Star. The sister is very, very aware of something. Kenneka was stressed. Give me the Nine of Swords. So she made a rash decision. She was moving very impulsively. That was all of the inebriated. I keep hearing inebriated. What is that? I don't know this word, and that is full proof. I had to look it up. Drunk, intoxicated. She just as guilty as mom. We're going to circle back around with mom, but mom is no longer an Eastern Star or Mason.
Okay, y'all. If y'all want to finish listening to her reading on Mama Teresa, like I said, my time is limited, so I can't really go to the point where she was talking about the other outsourced things that Mama Teresa was involved in. But you can go to her channel. This person's name is Divine Diva Terra. Divine Diva Terra on YouTube. Go to her channel and listen to the rest of the live. I want to go through the rest of my commentary because, like I said, I don't have the time now. So yeah. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me find this other clip. How do you stop it? Okay, this is a clip that happened on yesterday. I don't have the other one. I would have to look for it if somebody else had filmed it. But Mama Teresa was very, very ironic yesterday. Hey, Miss Parker. Hey, love. Thank you for coming in. I ran out of time, y'all, because I came live and it wasn't no audio. So I'm kind of racing through this commentary. But I want to show what happened with Mama Teresa on yesterday. We all know she was on a really, really bad rant yesterday, like very, very demonic, very, very out there, and it was pretty sad, pretty sad. We all know that she's been spiraling for the last couple of weeks, to the point to where yesterday, and here in Chicago, it was one of the coldest days to be outside. I don't care if you was outside bundled up. If it was just too cold to be outside. And the way Mama Teresa was outside yesterday, it was only but God that that saved her, because it was cold. It was cold. And I'm going to show something. I don't know if I'll get in trouble with showing this. It's blocked, but I don't know if you could still see it. So I don't know. I'll know if YouTube say it's nudity or whatever, and I'll just take it down, but I'll edit it out. But I'm gonna show this. Let me go to it. Okay, let me go to it, y'all. Add, share. Let me add it to the screen. And I hope I don't get in trouble for this, y'all, but whoever did this, they kind of tried to block it out. But Mama Teresa was out in one of the coldest days in Chicago, outside, bare naked, walking down the street. When I say bare naked, I mean absolutely not a stench of clothing. That was it right there. I said somebody has to forcefully, and I know she's an adult and it's not too much that a family can do when it comes to intervention, people, but it comes to this point where y'all just have to tie her down, call for help or something where they can strap her in a type of suit or whatever and get her some help. Because this was just, oh my God, heartbreaking. But I'm going to show it, y'all. Hold on.
Come on, go home, baby. Look how they fuck my body up.
No, okay, put your clothes on and go home.
This my blood. We don't like that. Go home, baby. Justice for Kenneka.
Justice for Kenneka, but yes, baby, this is not how you get it.
Peace, please, I plead the blood on you. Plead the blood.
Oh my God. Girl, go home. It's cold.
Y'all, when I tell you it was cold in Chicago yesterday, it was so cold that if you go out there, the hairs in your nose will freeze up. And this lady was out there bare naked. Prior to her doing this, earlier yesterday morning, she was on live as if she was possessed. She was screaming. She was foaming at the mouth. She was drooling at the mouth. She was spitting at the phone and all type of stuff. Some people thought it was funny. Some people thought, okay, well, she done spit on everybody. She done said F everybody. But that was just the beginning of something more deeper than what we have seen in the past lives that she's been doing over the last few weeks. We saw her spiraling. We saw her saying, oh, this, and everybody took it as, oh, she's just mourning the loss of her daughter. She's a grieving mother, and and that type of situation. But it was more deeper than that, because that's, I think, the first thing that comes to their mind when someone has lost their child, or a loved one or whatever. The first thing when they act out or they see this type of reckless behavior, they'll say, oh, they're just grieving. They're grieving. They just lost it, and I am, I can personally contest that, some things we do, you got to kind of overlook it when you're going through that type of pain and hurt and grief. And some people just, not good at handling it properly. That's why you have some people that unalive themselves when that grief and that pain becomes so overwhelming. Because not everybody, I don't care how spiritual you are, not everybody can fight that stronghold. Grief is, that depression from grief is a stronghold. Suicidal thoughts is a stronghold. Mental illness is a stronghold. And if you're not strong enough to fight that, that's how it consumes you and take you out of here. Trust me, I know. Trust me, I know. I too am one of those people that fight through it every day. I fight through those thoughts every day. Trust me. I just don't show it. I'll tell you I'm good, all that. But I fight through those thoughts and stuff every day. If not every day, every other day, I fight through it because it's hard to, hit the floor every day. Going through what I've gone through and going through what I'm going through now. I just show up because I have to. So, but on the flip side of this, you also have where the mental illness is generational. Bipolarness and all that stuff they say is generational. Somebody in the bloodline also had that same illness. So is she going through a mental breakdown, or is she just a grieving mother? Or is she looking for attention? Which one is it? Which one is it? Either way, this is a sad and heartbreaking situation. I'm not even related to her. And I can imagine what the family feels, what her daughter, her son, and all of them are feeling. I'm going to play something else. So let me remove this. Let me go here. When I spoke on my last live, and I don't think I spoke about it, but I was in Jedediah's live. Jedediah didn't see my comment, but I had asked him, I had said in his thing when they was going against him, I said, you remember what the cousin said? Because I know the cousin personally. And a lot of people, and she told us that it was a little more to the situation with Kenneka than people knew. That's what she said. And that's her cousin. Are they on good terms now? No. Has she ever came out and bashed her cousin? No. But this is her statement this morning, because people was blowing her inbox up about her cousin. And this is what she said. Let's see. Let me come back. Let me present my screen. Okay. Let me read what she said. And this is what she kept receiving. People was blowing her box up, just blowing it up. So she didn't go live. She just put out a post. And on her post, she said, let me see, hold on. On her post, she said, as for the issues with Tereasa Martin, Kenneka Jenkins' mom, some of you know her to be my cousin. When the protests were going on and I chose Jedediah's side over her, she publicly said I wasn't her family. And I stood on that for all these years. I still stand on that. We've been to family funerals since then, and I kept my distance. People are saying family needs to step up and help her. My mother has tried to reach out to other relatives. Yes, this is sad to watch, but it's nothing we can do about it. She's in her King Nabarez season. Right now, we can pray until we're blue in the face, but some things are simply the law of sowing and reaping. So basically what she's saying, whatever Tereasa got into, did during this situation with her daughter or before, which I think a lot of things were done before the demise of Kenneka Jenkins, her daughter. Because I've heard so many people say that. So a lot has happened in her life, things she knew about, approved of, or stayed silent on when she should spoke up. Before Kenneka passed away, whether it involved violence, crime, or harmful choices, she is now facing the consequences of what was planted. Blood is on her hands. This is her family. This is her blood family. How many times have we heard other content creators or people in the comments saying that what she was dealing with was something that she did, she knew about, what part she played in the demise of her child? A lot of people were speculating that. A lot of people were saying that. Her accepting that money, that hush money, she accepted that knowing something. So is that what they mean, blood on her hands, or was it something more to it? I know from what I remember when the Kenneka Jenkins protests and stuff was going on, a little bit after, I want to say a little bit after the main of the protests or whatever, or it could have been right when the protest was going on, her brother was murdered. I don't know if he was in the back of her house or in the back of his own house, but he was unalived. She, so Yeah, we can pray, and yes, we can have empathy, but the principle still stands. We all reap what we sow. She was once publicly praised as a grieving mother, and now she's being publicly humbled as a woman gone mad. It's clear she's spiritually vulnerable, and the enemy is taking advantage because she walked right into those traps. God is allowing this season just as he allowed Job's testing. But unlike Job, she didn't resist the enemy influence. And we're seeing the opposite outcome. When we truly know how to fight spiritually and choose the right path, the story changes. But when we don't, the harvest reflects the seeds we sow. There you go. There you go. Hey, Am. How you doing? What's up? What's up? What's up, Am? Yeah. So what y'all think about that? That was the cousin. Haven't we heard this throughout this situation over the last couple of weeks from a few people about her selling her child out, stuff she was into before this all happened with her daughter? Why is she coming out now? What is her purpose? Is she hiding something? Is she feeling guilty? Is Kenneka hunting her? Is her conscience beating her up? Or is it just simply a grieving mother or mental health? Is it a mental breakdown because of everything that's playing in her head? Or is it part of the generational mental illness in the family? Here we are. One more thing here I want to read to you guys. Hold on. Oh, let me go here. Okay, let's see here. Okay, this here is her daughter. This is the statement that the daughter said this morning. Let me make sure it's on the screen here. Let me add it to the screen. Let's see. Okay, the daughter spoke this morning 5 hours ago, probably 6 hours or so ago. This is Kenneka Jenkins' sister and Tereasa Martin's oldest daughter. She came out and said, "I don't care what Facebook says about my mother. I will always love and support her. She's all my kids and I have ever had. God, I know you're going to heal her. Yes, she's been found. I appreciate everyone for calling and texting me and my family. Ma, you're not alone. Please get better. You know I'm real strong, and you and my kids are my strength. Baby, please, your big baby girl needs you. Ma, it's not over. You're still the best mother in the world. I don't care what happens. I know your heart is good deep down inside. Sister, please come talk to our mother and let her know it would be okay. Baby, I hate that this ish is happening to you. Sister, I've never seen my mother break. Sister, you crashed my heart, my mother. You crushed my mother. I'm sorry. Sister, you crushed. She said crash, but I think she mean crush my mother. God, I know you're on time. God, please help my mother. Please. Amen. And she said, y'all have to be a damn fool if y'all think I left my mother in this alone. I always had my mother's back. Ain't that will and that will never change. Because people were saying, saying like, where's her family at? Why the family ain't, trying to help this lady? She out here crashing out, you know, what's going on? And a lot of times, because she's a grown woman, they can't really control what she does. They can't force her to stay off live, But I did notice since this happened, the daughter must have got a hold of the mom phone since whatever, maybe they finally got her in the hospital and, she's getting treated or whatever. So she was able to get a hold of that phone because she deleted a lot of those lives. The daughter deleted a lot of those lives off her mother's page. Because I'm sure she sat back and knew she couldn't do nothing about it and was just embarrassed and hurt, but she finally was able to get that device and delete a lot of those lives. Because if you go to her page now, a lot of those lives that she has done over these past few weeks are gone. They're no longer there. Yeah. Now I want to present, and I know I don't have anybody in here. I thank y'all for coming in, saying hello, speaking, giving me the comment and the view. Hopefully y'all hit the like button. You can also share this live. Get me an algorithm. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying to build. I'm trying to get out here. It's just my time is so limited, y'all. So I'm trying my best to, do better at this. And so that I can stay in the algorithm and not lose, some of the subscribers for not going live, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, help a sister out, y'all. But like I said, I lost time of how much I wanted to spend on this because, and I hate I'm going so fast on it because when I went live first, couldn't hear me. I don't know why the sound wasn't there. I couldn't figure it out. So I deleted that live and restarted it. So now I'm pushed for time because I have something to do. I have to pick up somebody by 2:30. So yeah. So that's why I'm rushing through the content, y'all. So but I hope I'm, giving y'all some content that y'all hadn't seen yet. But yeah, let me go back. Let me remove this one. And let me go to this one. Is it that one? Let me see. Let me go to this. Okay. Come back, add to the screen, share, YouTube, share. Let me add it to the stage. Now, most of you probably have heard or seen Jedediah Brown, who is the lead. He was one of the lead protesters of the Kenneka Jenkins protest march. He is the lead. He has since changed his what do you call it? His what do you call that? His advocacy group people name. He was the freedom fighters during the Kenneka Jenkins protest. That's who his people were, and his team. They were known as the freedom fighters. Kenneka Jenkins' cousin, the one I just read that post from, if you all are familiar from the protests, She is the one that was the pot lady. Y'all remember she was out there bamming them pots. She was jamming too. She was jamming the heck out that pot, beating the heck out that pot. So she was called and known as the pot lady. She is actually blood cousin of Kenneka Jenkins. So she's the one that put out the post about the blood on the hands. That was the pot lady, y'all. Tori is the other one. She was Jedediah's sidekick besides Lamont, who was also on his right and his left. Those was his two right hand and left hand people. And then you had other people that was part of it, of his team. Then you had other advocates that was out there like Martin Johnson. You had Andre Williams and all those people. But part of the freedom fighters, those were the people, and they were the first ones out there on the scene. So this is Jedediah talking this morning about the situation, because of course he saw the video and people were blowing him up about it. This is his take on it, y'all. So I'm going to let this play. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Stay humble, give God your best. Remember, you're a man, ain't no S on your chest. You know where help comes from when you're up or you're down. That crew runs deep, keep the real ones around. This crew, they not looking for the credit. Advocates on the move. This crew, shifting the atmosphere. Advocates on the move.
Proud commander for the culture. I wanted to come on here
I'm sorry, y'all.
today because, as you all know, yesterday Tereasa Martin was filmed. Tereasa Martin.
Now, if y'all not familiar with Jedediah Brown, he's a character. Jedediah Brown is funny. He's very, very outspoken, and he's very, very curt. You know, he's not curt at all. He doesn't hold back. He's not a traditional. He used to be a pastor and all that stuff. He's not traditional. His mom is a prophet pastor. But he's in his own lane. He speaks from what, you know, his own self, and he is a no hold bar type of person. You know, he's a type, he believes if you have to give respect to receive it. So he don't care if you're a kid, dad, mom, grandmama, whatever. You come at him, he gonna let you have it. That's just, if you can't take a person like him, I suggest don't watch his content, don't come on his page. Because if you say something and he see it, he gonna get you told. So, but I'm gonna let him play.
Martin was filmed roaming through the south side streets of Chicago, Illinois, unclothed, and in one of what seems to be, I think up until now, one of the coldest nights so far this winter in the city. I'm always preface it. And that came on the heels of a video where she really had a rant, and she was online pretty much all day. And where she also said some very colorful things, and she spit on everybody. People messaged me saying, was she spitting on you, or was she spitting on everybody? I just simply responded, y'all felt it, didn't you? We all got spat on. And that was a very defining moment in everything that have transpired. Last night, I got so many phone calls, so many messages. I got up, went down to the parking garage, started the car, and then I turned it right back off. Nothing that I can do, nothing that I should do, clearly too far away. But at the end of the day, I didn't see the video and not have a natural reaction of what I believe makes up a advocate. Personally, Jedediah Brown, I'm not Team Teresa. Not. Um, but as an advocate, you have a natural reaction to anybody that's in distress or need help. And I sat in the car for a lengthy amount of time trying to make contact with certain people there and hope that this would be resolved um, as quickly as possible. The reason why I'm on here right now is because I want to address a few perspective things that I want to tell you all what we have discovered. Number one, people keep trying to find fault with and in me, and that's fine. People are going to do that. Somebody had the audacity to say that this is a result of me responding. I have at no point on time said anything specifically derogatory about Teresa Martin. I literally even framed when I started speaking again. I framed this as I'm going to tell my story. I'll tell my story and hopefully it gives perspectives. But I said every time she lied, I would testify and talk about things that I didn't really calculate properly while I was in that fight. Number two, this whole notion of clout seeking and attention, what clout and what attention do you all think that this is garnering me? Most people are already aware of who I am as it relates to this case. Money. Financially, this page is monetized. And I'm going to get paid a whole. Bitch, please. It's going to stay monetized until they demonetize it. Fuck you and your opinion. But I was dealing with a lot of other stuff before I even came to this, because one thing about this Kenneka Jenkins case is you get down a rabbit hole, it is hard to get the fuck out. But I'm going to get paid because this page is how I sustain advocacy, because it's not always easy getting the resources to do the work that I literally do every fucking day of my life. It doesn't even give anything substantial or significant to make a major difference. And that's why every time I want to address something, unfortunately, I got to ask for help. And no matter if y'all see me do it, the help right on the screen, people say that it's grifting and all of this other weird ass shit. I have literally raised tens of thousands of dollars, did stuff on spot. And people will say that he raised money, but they don't say what I did with it. And we do it right on camera. It doesn't matter what happens, we are always pitted as the bad person. I could speak then because it was a grieving mother. I couldn't speak later because I would have just bringing it back for attention. I couldn't speak now because it's me being antagonistic or being zesty by responding to a woman that is saying shit about me. That can't speak now. I can't speak because she's going through all of the grief. Man, fuck that. All right? This is my advice to everybody in the world. Be real. Don't be fake. I'm not the kind of man that was built not to respond. That's why I'm a frontline fighter. It's literally what I do. Don't like it when it suits you and then don't when it doesn't. I'm going to talk my shit and pop off every fucking time I feel like it. And I'm going to do my best to back it up every time. I don't give a fuck if you're a woman, a child, a senior, a man. You're not finna attack me and I don't respond because I'm one of those by any means necessary ass advocates. Okay? And don't frame it like anybody else won't do it. Even the police. If the police feel like they life threatened, no matter which category you fall under, they taking your ass out. Play with your mama, not me. Try Jesus, not his son. I'm not him. So I gotta be honest. I have this is how I feel. I feel like this. Because I don't give a fuck, but I give a fuck. You feel me? I don't know if y'all understand that. Like, part of me is like, ooh, them demons is going to task. Another part of me is like, okay, I don't want to see the woman go through all of this. God damn. part of me like, dang, Jesus, is this you? Is this your retribution? Because if this is how you handling the hoes messing with me, oh, I got a motherfucking list for 2026. It's a whole lot of motherfuckers need to be walking down the street naked as fuck. But I'm saying, you know, when you see people talking about, you know, me and my people and God love me, well, shit, is that how God love me? Because it's on. That looking at that shit, if y'all really believe that this could be done by spiritual means, y'all be careful, because I might start doing witchcraft at this point, because it's a whole lot of holes that I want to be. You feel me? That's just me being honest. I think I'm honest, and people don't appreciate honesty, but I have a new mantra: fuck 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 them. So I got all that out. So you ain't got to worry about lying on me. I said that I don't give a fuck, but I give a fuck. You feel me? So we've done some research. We got an understanding of what is going on with Tereasa Martin. I feel that it is my obligation as well as my responsibility as a person that people are kind of sort of tuning in as an advocate, because I can't get the shit else, because this shit won't stop. Like I'm getting, it just won't stop, and I'm trying to figure out how to stop it and get back to what I was on. But I feel like I'm obligated to give you guys information as I have it, because I want to help you put this in perspective. Tereasa Martin is dealing with mental illness that has progressed. I don't know if there is, in fact, a substance abuse that is on top of it, but she has deteriorated mentally. There's been a decline mentally. There are a lot of people who are trying to make these suggestions like a humiliation ritual. I've even said things like I said, like them demons is on that ass. But the mental decline is a real mental situation. There's a strand of a mental illness that has kind of sort of traveled through her side of the family. Don't know where it originates, but there has been a consistent decline. I want to say this very respectfully, because this is what we were able to ascertain, but I do not speak for nor represent the family. So I'm going to say alleged, but we really are very clear on what is actually happening at the moment. And so one of the things that I had a very big concern about is, where is the family? Well, now, oh, wow. I had a very big, what is it? Those are fighter jets. Why are they flying out like that? Ain't those fighter jets? They do that all the time? They do that a lot? They do that a lot? I'm scared. They got all them, like all these fighter jets just started flying around the airport. Don't mess with my, oh shit. Is there a base here? Huh? Oh, that's the base? I mean, I just looked up, see all the soldiers and then the flight. Huh? Oh, they make them, they test them? Oh, okay. Okay. Then all the soldiers, I got nervous. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I got thrown off. I was like, fuck, don't shoot my plane. Okay. Her family, okay. So one of the things that I was concerned about is, where is her family at in all of this? Again, I don't speak for or represent the family. This is just what we were able to get an understanding of. Lenora, who is her daughter, allegedly lives in the house with her. And it is my understanding that they are doing the best that they can. But if you've ever had a relative that have had a mental decline or some kind of an issue medically, I guess you kind of sort of at one point will run out of ideas. Anybody who knows anything about mental health know that that sometimes the only thing that could be done is stabilization. And so I am under good information that that the family is definitely feeling the brunt of the pain of this state that she is in, and they're doing the best that they can. She is a grown woman. They will or cannot, or maybe they can, but they're not around her 24/7, and so this is affecting them very deeply. It is also my understanding that this is something that has affected her before Kenneka Jenkins' situation happened. So people who say, well, this is what's happening because of her daughter's transition, it might have actually heightened it. I am not a medical or clinical professional, so I cannot speak to that. However, there has been a consistent decline that we understand that she has had. So there was symptoms and signs and issues before her daughter transition or the situation. She had a sister that's living that is also dealing with a mental decline. Her son was locked up, also dealing with a mental decline. She had a sister who transitioned that was dealing with a mental decline. She is not well. So again, it is not, from what we understand from multiple sources, including people directly connected to Tereasa Martin. They've asked me not to take the things that she say personal. They feel that she is not in control of her mind, of herself, obviously. So all of the narratives about and I, this is me now saying this because I really believe also demons are a part of it. We've also paid attention to certain things that gave us an indicator of maybe alternative worship outside of Christendom. So there may be some opening herself up to spiritual things. If you pay attention to her videos, if you pay attention to the things that she say. I've talked to individuals who also are in certain types of faiths, and they have helped us to identify certain things. Um, but I'm going to say this because I meant what I said. Even though I am not favorable of her and I don't appreciate what I have experienced at her hand, I try my best to at least be an honest or a decent man. Tereasa Martin, at the end of the day, at the core of her real identity, she believes God exists. And that's why you have the duality. That's why you hear her calling on God or mentioning him, because she knows that God exists, but she don't know how to properly apply her faith with the situation that she is dealing with. I believe that God is a God who judges the heart, and I believe that she is internally suffering. And I think that it goes beyond this case. I believe that it is hereditary, scientific, based on what we now understand. Okay? Take it however you want to take it, do whatever you will want to do with it. But the family is trying, from what I understand, it is a very hard burden for them to bear. And for the record, I don't speak to Lenora. I don't know. I don't talk to her. We never really had much interaction. But I'm good at what I do. Been an advocate for a long time. I know how to figure stuff out. I know how to go through channels, and I have a lot of relationships. The last thing that I want to say is, one of the things that I saw was she gave shout outs to people who were direct detractors of mine. And it made me want to have a disdain for her. But now, getting this understanding this morning, my heart is softened up a little bit again. It's a curse and a blessing, y'all. But if she make another post, I'd be like, fuck her. I get the information, my heart softens up. She do something else, and I'd be like, man, fuck that lady. But I'll never not be an advocate. But I heard her give a shout out to some of these people, and this is what I'm saying. People, you know, and let me be clear here. I know that there's gonna be. I'm not I'm not dumb that I won't that I'm gonna always have ridicule, detractors, and things of that nature. But to see this woman praise people who want my destruction or who want to benefit off of destroying my name and my life's work, it is something that pricks me. It pricked me, and it was like, really. But one thing that I will say is that not one of those weird ass hoes were gonna come on and give you guys a valid, verified update on what's really going on. So when y'all talk about exploiting people as somebody taking advantage of a situation, this is what an advocate does. I'm not getting paid for this. I won't get thanks for this. I'm going to get criticized for this. But all these people on here that's benefiting, they not going to, they wasn't going to do the research or stay up all night, try to figure it out, or try to monitor it from the background as best that they could. And so this woman has literally done the unthinkable to me. But I'm still trying to demonstrate godly character, even though that me as a person, I saw the video, I was like, damn, she thick. Where them titties come from? It's cold as hell. She is losing her mind. Them demons whooping her ass. And if I was out there, my first thought would have been to take my boot and kick her in her ass. But no. And that's what the Bible says, that when my flesh is weak, my spirit is willing. So I'm gonna choose the God route. That's what it is, y'all. It's not, we're not, and I'm not saying that there is no substance abuse, but this is literally a real mental decline that has progressed over time. And I know something about this because my cousin has the same situation. So she's suffering, y'all, internally. And so I'm going to take the advice of real family members and not take this stuff personal, but it's hard. It's hard when you got to deal with the brunt of what they cause in your space and in your life. Okay? And I believe that, Kimberly Hall. That's one of the things that I've come to the conclusion of. And until I submit totally to God myself, I'm always deal with this on a certain level. But as always, what I do, I'll take 5 questions. I did not share the video in my stream. I see people put it in the comments. Dang, even more soldiers.
So guys, there you go. You heard it from Jedediah. You've heard it from the tarot card reader. Now, the tarot card reader said this a week or so ago, before all this happened. So I'm sure Jedediah hadn't heard that tarot reader. We've heard it before about her dabbling in some other outsourced, rituals type of stuff. Could that be playing a part in what we're seeing now? Or is it could be, the mental illness has always been there. It's just like you have an illness. Like I feel we all have a cancer cell in our bodies, right? But how we treat our bodies and what we put in, what triggers that cancer to fester, to come, to the surface is what, causes us to have the cancer, Some people have the cancer gene that no matter what, it probably eventually is gonna, raise its head in our bodies. So mental illness is the same thing. Like I said once before, bipolar is a genetic mental illness. So if you already have this and something else triggers it, or you go, trying to, do other stuff to, it enhance that and cause this what we're seeing now. So I really don't know. But again, it's a painful and sad thing to watch happen to anybody. I don't know her personally. I don't know what type of person she really is. All I know is what she portrayed online. But if you hear some people talking like her family members, Jedediah and them, who had a personal relationship with her, is telling a different story from what we see when she come online and say, "Hey, live." They know a different part of her. So we don't know. But at the end of the day, look out for your people. Look out for your people. Check on your people, even though you feel that they're strong or whatever. A lot of people are going through silent struggles, silent depression. Like I said, I am one of those people that is dealing with silent depression, anxiety. So check on your strong people. Don't take everything for face value. So again, like I said, pray for her, pray for her family, pray for a good outcome of this. And you heard Jedediah tell you the family history of the mental illness. So I thank you guys for the few that came in, the few that stuck with me. I hope you came in. I hope you heard something that added value, to, something you didn't know before. You learned something today. I mean, I ain't no expert. I am not no medical person to diagnose nothing. I'm just going by my opinion and my perspective only, and what I'm hearing from other people. I'm not saying none of this stuff is law or is the truth or is the case, but this is just my perspective. I thank you guys for coming in. I hope you guys shared the live. Get your sister in the algorithm. I'm trying my best to put out more content when I can fit it into my hectic schedule. And I hope I'm getting better at it, y'all. Haven't figured out this new StreamYard line because I've been doing some crazy stuff with me. But anywho, thank you guys. I gotta go. I'm gonna come back later and I'm gonna do a vlog on you guys helping me pick out my outfits to take with me on my vacation that I'm leaving on the 11th of this month for my birthday, which is the 14th. I am going to Vegas. Yeah, so I'm going on a full paid trip, and yeah, and prayerfully I enjoy myself. Prayerfully I can let go of the separation anxiety with my baby girl and enjoy myself. That's what I'm hoping. That's what my friend is hoping for me. I thank you guys. Hit the share button, hit the like button, and if you're not yet subscribed, subscribe. Thank you guys. Bye. Mwah.